Welcome to Cycle 2, Level 2 Circle video. This time we're going to be using the recursive formula and information to write the recursive formula. So let's just review really quick what parts of the recursive formula mean from the last video. So this part means the previous term. This -1 is what means the previous term because you're having to go back one. So backwards means previous. The important parts that we're going to need for today's lesson is knowing that D is the common difference and remember the common difference is only addition or subtraction. And then we also have to know that a sub 1 represents the first term. So just a quick review. So if we look at example number 1, it says write a recursive formula to model the arithmetic sequence given that a sub 1 is 4 and the common difference is -1.3 or -1.3. So identify the common difference and the first term. Well, they gave us that already. So my common difference is -1.3 or -1.3. And my first term, a sub 1, equals 4. So now it says write the recursive formula. So everything from up here is going to stay the same except for these two pieces, because the only thing we're going to be replacing is the common difference and the first term. So I'm just going to rewrite the recursive formula up here. A sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus my common difference. And then I also have to list my first term. So only the things that are in color are the things that are going to be replaced. The common difference, which we already have, and the first term. So my final answer is a sub n equals a sub n minus 1. Now, I have plus a negative. You can't have a plus and a negative next to each other. That looks ugly. So when you have these two signs, the negative wins. So it's just a sub n minus 1 minus 1.3. And then I have to show that my first term is 4. And that's it. This is my final answer. This is the formula or the equation that we want you to write. So let's look at number 2. We're writing the recursive formula to model this sequence. Well, this time they don't give me the first term and the common difference like they did in the first example, but I can find it. So if I'm going from -1 to +8, that means I have to be increasing, so I'm adding. -1 plus 9 is 8. 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 plus 9 is 26. So identify the common difference. Well, that's what we just did here. So my common difference is 9. Identify the first term. Well, what's the first number in the sequence? My first term is -1. So now that I have my first term and the common difference, I can write my recursive formula. A sub n equals a sub n minus 1. Whoops. Plus D, and then we always have to show what our first term is. Okay, so now I'm going to rewrite that, replacing the D and the number with the correct values. When you're writing this, make sure that the n minus 1 is smaller. It's a subscript. So make sure it doesn't look like it's next to A. It's down in the bottom right-hand corner. Just like this n here. It's not next to it. It's in the bottom right-hand corner of A. A sub n minus 1 plus 9. And then my first term is negative 1. And that's it. I'm done. It's easier than it looks. Example number 3. Susan's grandmother gave her $34 for her birthday. Instead of spending the money, she decided to save the $34. Each week, Susan plans to save an additional $2.50. So we're going to use that word problem to write a recursive formula just like we have been in the other ones. So, what operation will Susan repeat? That's going to be our common difference. Well, she's planning on saving an additional $2.50 each week. So that's what's going to happen multiple times, right? She's going to keep adding $2.50. So that's my common difference. How much is she starting with? A sub 1 is our first term, so that's the amount she's starting with. She is starting with $34. So A sub 1 equals 34. So now now that we have the common difference in the first term, we can write our recursive formula. A sub n equals A sub n minus 1 plus the common difference. And we have to show what our first term is. Writing this over and over just makes it easier for you to remember where everything goes. So A sub n equals A sub n minus 1 plus $2.50 or $2.50. That's what she's going to add every week. And then she's starting with $34. That's our first term in the sequence. We're done. Last one. Manuel worked all summer and saved $1,092. He plans to spend $35 a week. So what operation will Manuel repeat? Well, he's going to spend $35 a week. Whoops, wrong color. He's going to spend $35 a week. Well, if he's spending it, is he going to add or subtract from the amount that he saved? When you spend and you go to the store, you are subtracting from the amount in your bank account or your wallet. So this time our common difference is going to be minus 35. How much is he starting with? That's our first term. He is starting with $1,092 because that's how much he saved. So now that we know those two things, we write our equation. A sub n equals A sub n minus 1 plus our common difference. And we show our first term. So I have all of those pieces, so now I just write my final equation. A sub n equals A sub n minus 1 minus 35. Remember, don't put plus negative 35. Just put minus. And my first term is, he is starting with $1,092. And that's it. Now you have some practice problems on the other side. Work them out and you can check them with the answer keys.